So I took yesterday off from roboting and learned some songs and made some shirts and stuff just to get my mind off the whole ball bearing situation, but also to let it stew in the back of my head where things like to process and then I get ideas. And then this morning at 1:30 I woke up and couldn't sleep for a few hours, and I was just thinking about the ball bearing situation and what materials I have and what I can use and how I can do it without dismantling the whole thing, because that's the big thing. I would like to not dismantle the entire robot to fix the ball bearing. I think I have some ideas. So first is just to tighten all these bolts, like half a turn, or yeah, probably half a turn would do it, just to keep the thing from being so sloppy. Because in certain parts of the walking motion, like there's more weight on one side than the other side, or it's like shoving up on one side and the inside part ends up, crooked, and that kind of jams it in the outer ring funny, and it doesn't spin as easily. So tightening those bolts should help some, but I don't want to just rely on that. So the second thing I want to do, and this is the trickier part. Okay, what's there will definitely keep it from moving laterally. It's really good at that. It's just the up and down, my manufacturing precision of this ball bearing was not the best. I could probably do a better job now, but it's done and I'm not building a whole new one. So I'm thinking on the top here, I'm gonna try to kill two birds with one stone without actually killing any birds. I want to build a polycarbonate ring that fits along this top part, and it'll have holes, so it'll bolt right onto here, and it'll stick out into here, and then I can have ball bearings on the top and the bottom kind of running along it, keeping this inside part from getting shoved up and down when Robosaurus, when it has like this part in the back, like when it has this part in the back, all the weight is in the back, so it's either pushing up or down just on the back, and then the front ends up getting the opposite, and it just kind of screws it up. But hopefully, if I build this polycarbonate ring and then the ball bearings on it right, it'll keep it from moving and will run a lot smoother and last a lot longer. Oh, that's a lot of work. Oh, and the other thing I'll be able to do is once I've got the clear ring on here, instead of using these bolts for the steering sprocket to pull on, which isn't the greatest, I could just put notches in the polycarbonate on the inside, and then have a gear on the inside that runs against those. And that'll be good because I can put the teeth closer together than the bolts. The bolts are about 1 inch apart, which means the wheel that's grinding against them has to be, like that big. But if I can make a smaller wheel, then it'll gear it down and, give it more strength. Slow it down a bit, but that's fine. It goes plenty fast, the steering part. Yeah. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do here. Alright, phase 1, the easy part. Two quarters makes a half, right? Oh crap, which ones did I just do? Oh, yeah, I can kind of tell. I better put a mark where I'm starting. Okay. Okay, those are all tightened. Yeah, still movable, that's good. So I guess I'm just gonna get it up on 3 legs again and test if that made any difference. I can't say I'm optimistic about this making much of a difference. Yeah, not really. Alright, Jaimie. If you do this whole polycarbonate ring thing, is it really going to fix the problem? Maybe. Unless it's too flexible. I do have a steel ring. When I made the original aluminum rings, I had a couple steel pipes with me, and I thought, well, I'll make these into steel rings just in case I need them for anything. So I could use a steel pipe ring instead of the polycarbonate ring. Alright, the first thing to do is check if one of these things would even fit. Not really. For the plan I was thinking, it would have to go in here. Is there any way it's useful out here? I don't know. So this ridiculous polycarbonate plan would be kind of like this, except this would curve all the way around. And it would have ball bearings on top and below that are attached to there. And the question is, would this bend too much so that, you know, it wouldn't be useful? Stuff is really strong. It's like almost half an inch thick, and it might be actually good enough. Okay, just looking into all possibilities here. Is there anything different I could do in here? Because I can get this top ring off without dismantling the entire robot. Then I could get this whole top section out, remove these, and change them for something else, if that would be useful. And I have lots of these little ball bearings. Yep, lots of them. Wow, I've got like boxes and boxes. Cool. Of course, my ideal situation would be to take off these transfer rollers, pop out the steel ball that's inside them, and just use steel balls all in here, and then make another, you know, ring of 2 pipes like this in here, but there's no space. I'd have to cut all this out. Plus, I don't have any aluminum or steel or any material pieces that fit in there unless I used polycarbonate. Okay, so if I took out these rollers, put a polycarbonate strip in the top and then the bottom, there'd be 2 strips, and a ball could fit like in the groove, and you could run it along the groove here and the groove there. And I'd have to put some spacers in here to keep the thing round, because I have to go, you know, attach there, come out, go back. This is sounding like a possibility. Oh, maybe I should put his feet down first. Okay, Jaimie, don't get too complicated here. What's the problem? The problem is when these get shoved up or down, it ends up putting funny pressure on them sideways and they start grinding. So what if I just rely on these to keep the top middle part from moving laterally? Then I can take out these washers I put in here. These will slide in, be a little bit tighter, crank this down a lot more, and then the pressure on these will be more flat on. And I can remove the up and down pressure on them. Then I can put the polycarbonate thing on here with the ball bearings on top and bottom, and then cut the teeth in. I think that might be good. And then even if the polycarbonate flexes a little bit, since these will be so, like the pressure will be so flat on that it won't matter if they move up and down a little. I think that might be the way to go. Sounds like a lot of work, but I'm still thinking about it, but I think that's the best idea that I've got so far. Oh, and it's not only just the sideways pressure, it's the amount of pressure on them. I think it's just too much for the transfer rollers to handle. So yeah, if they're just holding it sideways, that won't be too much pressure. Hey look, it's Power Ranger headquarters.